Good evening and welcome to India at 75. I am Maitreyi Bhogle and here's my co-host.
Takesh Jha. Colleges across Mumbai reopened after a long break this year. Students are gradually getting back to their old routines and giving exams in the way that they were originally supposed to.
India at 75 reporters visited the SI College of Higher Education, which is in Dombivli last week. They talked about various stakeholders and got their perspectives about differences between online and offline mode of education.
And that is what forms our big story for the day.
But before getting to that, let us take a look at the news bulletin of the day. The Russian and Ukraine governments are set to hold negotiation talks at Turkey between 20th and 30th March.
Actor Will Smith slaps Chris Rock for a joke on his wife in the Academy Awards.
China to lock down Shanghai with 26 million people after they recorded rise in the COVID-19 cases.
PV Sindhu becomes the second Indian female badminton player to win the Swiss Open.
Ukraine ready to be part as a neutral of peace deal with the Russia, said President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Paytm Mall and Snapdeal have been fined Rs 1 lakh each for selling defective pressure cookers. And now let us head towards our big story for the day. As a part of our study, the reporters of India at 75 went to the SIE college and interviewed the vice principal, Mrs. Bhuma Halpit. Here is a snippet of the same.
So ma'am, what impact do you think in this past 2 years online education had made on students' intellectual and academic, from students from different streams?
See, one thing that has happened is like adaptability. Like earlier we used to think whether students would be comfortable learning online. But with this pandemic, what has happened is students have become used to this online mode. So this gives an opportunity that we can open up many more courses through online. But secondly, at the same time, when you look at the intellectual capabilities or the etiquettes, etc., I feel that somewhere, we feel there is some miss in the sense, when those who were attending, they were active, interactive, learning. That was one end. The other end, there were students who were just logging in, but they were not part of the process. So with these students, what we have found is post the normal lectures that we are taking now, what I have seen is somewhere there's a gap. They are not in sync with the other students who are regular. Plus, in addition to that, they have not taken it seriously. So they have missed out a lot of things. See, one end, though we had a lot of time to do practical activities. At the same time, those who have missed it, they have missed a lot of learning. That is something which we have seen.
Ma'am, my next question is, the job market is very competitive currently. So do you think employers are by and large very skeptical to hire or employ students who have graduated during this COVID pandemic?
I really don't think so, because since I also take care of the placement, what I've seen is more number of openings have come up during this pandemic, including the internship opportunities. I see that quite a number has opened up. And also, I feel this, the physical boundaries are more for academic institution. A lot of companies have opened up to the idea of working from home. For many of them, it has also been like, it is cutting down on their overheads. And a lot of them has moved to a officeless office, I would say, like virtual office. And even once in a week meeting out at a restaurant or something, that's what a lot of companies have started doing. Especially startups, they have realized that now is the time to hire. So quite a number of openings are there. And in fact, I saw even the pay packets have gone for a good revision. So what I've seen is like we used to get offer between 1.6 to 1.8, but post pandemic, like I am getting offers from 2.5 to 2.83 also. And the recent one that we had given for our students, so it is about 4 lakh per annum is the package that we are able to get for our students. So that way I look at the opportunity, not there's no issues with regard to placement.
We have Parth Parmar with us, first year. So, Parth, how do you feel after 2 years of lockdown from college?
I feel great. I met my many friends after a long time, and some of my friends didn't even recognize me because after a long time, and I had my hair grown too much, so they were not able to even recognize me. But it feels great, meeting them and participating in different types of events and etc. It feels great.
As you know, you will be giving your offline exams in written. So what are your thoughts on that?
In offline exams, according to me, there is a lot of difference in online exams and offline exams. In offline exams, we all guys we have lost our habit of writing. So according to me, if the papers are a bit lengthy, then we might not be able to complete our paper on time, or due to lack of time, we might miss some marks due to that. It is going to be, it will take some time to get back to our old time, but we will cope up, catch it up.
What are your experience in the study format, online and offline?
There is a lot of difference in online study format and offline study format. In online study format, there are always some issues, internet issues, these issues, your app is not working properly, or sometimes there are problems from teacher side, sometimes there are problems from your side, you are not able to cope up with teacher very properly, or in online you can distracted very easily. You get distracted very easily when it's online. When it's offline, of course teacher is in front of you, you have to concentrate on the following subject. But if you are online, if you are studying online, then it is going to be a bit difficult to totally concentrate on the subject and don't get distracted here and there. That's it, I guess.
Which one do you prefer more?
I prefer offline because I have met many teachers, and they have explained me that why offline is better than online, and I totally agree with them because many companies are preferring offline students. They are like, ने तो online exam दिया है, इनको क्या है, they passed like that. So I guess that offline exams is better because the companies will prefer the people who are actually studying offline.
So the very first I want to talk that has a mode of offline and online lectures. What kind of challenges did you face while teaching an online lectures?
See, it's very difficult to take online lectures. First, we enjoyed. The thing is that because we are supposed to sit at home and take lectures, so there are no problems. But it is very difficult to grab the attention of students.
Okay.
And when we are keeping the lectures for maybe like 1.5 hour times, we lose the control over the students. And students are not listening to us, and probably they are not even listening to anything.
Okay.
And we don't know how effective our lectures are. This is one of the most weirdest problem which we faced.
Okay.
And then we would also face we would also face it is very difficult to explain some concepts, right? Like for example, if you are explaining a diagram, then again it becomes very difficult. For practical lectures, it becomes again a problem because you have to explain the entire concept without using the board. The traditional techniques works much better here. These were some of them.
Okay. So how did you keep engaged your student in the online lectures?
This was done using like maybe many a times I use YouTube videos. I also started sharing my screen, and I used to draw diagrams. I actually spent some money on purchasing the tablets and the pens so that students are engaged and watching the diagrams. This was done in this manner, and I used to crack a lot of jokes.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Based on the interactions with several members of the SI College teachers and students community, we understood different perspectives of the big story of the day.
Online education has emerged as a good alternative to the traditional system of learning in the last couple of years. Though the format had been prevalent since a pretty long time, this COVID pandemic gave both the students and the teachers an opportunity to explore and experiment with it in a much refined manner.
Teachers and students alike are happier with offline colleges have resumed. However, it will seem that it will take time for them to adjust back to the offline exams.
In the last couple of years, teachers and students have been coming at a midway to match each other's wavelength. The teacher community have been constantly reinventing themselves to remain relevant to the contemporary students. So what are your thoughts on our big story of the day? Let us know it on Twitter by tagging us at India at 75 with the hashtag online versus offline learning. Thank you for joining us in this big story of today. Thank you.